Hello and welcome to a new demo on OmniPaxos. I'm Harold Ung, and today I'll show how to use the OmniPaxos Playground and Dashboard, which are two of the latest things we've been working on that lets users to play around with OmniPaxos and get a visualization of how it works. So to run the Playground, we have to first clone the Playground repository, and then we need to also make sure that we have Docker installed. Then to start it, it's very simple. It's just to run this Playground script. We can also call attach, which will start the Playground. So if you're not familiar with OmniPaxos, it is a library in Rust for building strongly consistent distributed systems. And what it provides is a distributed log that is replicated in a strongly consistent manner, but it appears as if it is a local log for the user, right? So the user doesn't have to worry about the distributed protocol. It just needs to interact with it as if it was a local log. So what this Playground shows here is that we have essentially a simple in-memory database that is replicated on 5 servers that are running on 5 Docker containers, and they get replicated using OmniPaxos. So what we can do in this Playground is, first of all, we can see the connectivity between the servers. And also here at the bottom, you see that we have this input box, right? And here we can type different things. For example, we can call help to see what kind of operations are available. So we can do puts and gets to the database. So for example, I'll put hello world. And I can also do gets, right? Now we can also do gets from a specific server. So in this previous, I got the get replied from the leader, which was node 5, but I can also do it from node 2 by doing get hello 2. And you see that when it's replied from node 2, it's also the value world. So this shows that OmniPaxos manages to replicate things consistently to all the servers. But we can do more things. So for example, we can do like a batch. So here I create a batch, which is more essentially like a stream where we issue one put request every millisecond. So when I do that, you can see that, first of all, we get like a progress bar here that shows how many of these requests are committed in OmniPaxos. And at the top, we can see the throughput and also the round number of the leader. So here it's 1 because it's the first leader in our system, right? And we can see that these throughput bars are this light blue color because the leader is currently node 5, which is light blue. So this means that if we would change leader, then it would also change color. So this is what I will show right now. So in this Playground, how it essentially works is that all these containers to communicate via a centralized container, which is kind of like a coordinator, which is also the dashboard that we are attached to. So what we can do here is that we can simulate kind of network failures and partial connectivity issues that we showed from the OmniPaxos research paper. So for example, one scenario was this quorum loss scenario, which we can simulate. So here we see that since node 5 lost connectivity to a majority or a quorum, the leadership changes and node 1 takes over now. And you see that once node 1 takes over, the round number is now 2, and these throughput bars have changed color to green. And we also have the other scenarios from the paper, for example, the chain scenario or the constraint scenario. But before I issue the constraint scenario, I'll show a few more first. And then do scenario constraint, right? And the constraint scenario is slightly more advanced because it has to make sure that one node has an outdated log before it takes over, and it can still take over, right? So here node 1 takes over leadership again. And to restore all connections, we can do scenario restore. And we see that all nodes now are fully connected again, as it was in the beginning. First of all, this is nice because we can simulate different scenarios to see how OmniPaxos can recover from partial connectivity, which is really the special thing about OmniPaxos compared to other protocols such as Raft. But in practice, we won't get this nice global view of the system, right? This is only possible because we're in this kind of playground environments where all messages go through one centralized container, which allows us to get like this nice view of the whole system, right? But in practice, when we deploy these kind of systems, it's typically distributed, right? But so what we provide in OmniPaxos is that we can actually have a dashboard running at each individual server. So in this way, we can at least monitor the progress of the servers from individual perspectives of different servers, right? So this is what I will show right now. So I will make this window smaller. And here to the right, I will attach to the servers. Or at the top here, I will attach to server 1. And at the bottom, I will attach to server 5, let's say. So now if I give OmniPaxos some work again, we can first of all, so this is now from the perspectives of node 1 here at the top and node 5 at the bottom, right? And so now obviously we cannot see like the global connectivity graph like in this playground dashboard, but here we can at least see which nodes node 1 is connected to, right? So it's connected to all of them at the moment, and we can see the role of this server, which is the leader. And you can see that at the leader, we can actually see more stuff compared to if we look at a follower, which is node 5 here at the bottom. So here we can see like essentially the replication lag of each server. So what we could do, for example, is to disconnect server 1 and server 5 in the playground, which I can do by doing this connection 1 5 false. So now, since node 5, we see here is now disconnected from the leader, node 1, and we can see it's this same on the other side. We can see that its progress starts to drop because since we still have a majority here with node 1, 2, 3, and 4, they continue to commit new entries, while node 5 is disconnected and therefore falls behind, right? And therefore we can see this kind of progress bar dropping behind more and more. And we could, for example, now, if we connect them again. So now I will reset this connection. You can see that now there was like a spike at node 5 where it caught up all the entries it had missed. And we can see that now it's fully caught up at 100% again. So this was a short demo of the playground and the dashboard that we have in OmniPaxos. So to summarize, the playground is like a repository where we, in like a controlled environment, can simulate different network failures. We can do put and gets to see how OmniPaxos behave. And we get this nice view from a global perspective, right? But this, of course, is usually not possible because in reality, we do not have this centralized server where everything goes through. So then we can use the dashboard instead, which is a feature in the library. So this kind of dashboard code, it works even outside the playground. So yeah, if you're interested, feel free to check out the repository for the playground and try different failure scenarios, and also check out our website for more detailed information on how to use this dashboard in your code if you want.